Hey everyone, it's Tony George from DocSports.com, and of course it's Tuesday, which means NFL opening line report week 15. This is where I give you initial leans and just candid comments, not a deep dive, not handicap picks, just what I think out of the gate, like a couple guys sitting around the sports bar just shooting the breeze about what they think about this week's upcoming card without really getting into it too deep. Of course, it's interactive, so be sure and leave your comments on what you think this week. You got any teasers you like? You tell me I'm way off base with my initial thoughts, parlays, whatever you want to talk about, leave it in the comments section. We'll filter out the F-bombs and the haters and links to porn sites and competitors putting in their links in here as well. And we'll put up, I get literally hundreds and hundreds of these a week. And guys, I can't get to them all. Thousands of you tune in. I appreciate it, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. But I can't get to all of them. I'll put up 30 or 40 of them and interact with you and tell you what I think and, talk about your takes as well as mine or defend them if I have to. But I have not seen a single line this week. It's Tuesday morning. We did not have a good week. We had back-to-back winning Sundays, and then this Sunday we went 1-3, and we had a top play on the Cowboys and Eagles over, and Philly never showed up. We'll talk about that. Pretender versus contender there. And then again on Monday night. I didn't put out a Monday night card. I was even hesitant to put out a video. Which I did, and we teased the favorites, and that didn't work. And when you have, I don't put out Thursday and Monday games. I think I put out 3 all year and went 2-1. Of all the Monday night and Thursday night games, they're too volatile. Crazy things happen. And was it digestible to take the Giants against a red-hot Packers team and the points because it's a primetime dog? Same thing with Tennessee. The 14-point underdog that was down 14 with 3 minutes left and won. If you did a money line parlay on both dogs, I don't know what it would have paid. It would have been astronomical. Who'd have thought? It's just dangerous, and both games went over. It's dangerous. On a Monday night, you had, a 13-13 game or something like that in the second half, and it flies over the total after that with basically a quarter left. Those are Mondays and Thursday games, and they're just completely unpredictable, in my opinion, a lot of times. And it's just not digestible for me to take a 14-point dog on a Monday night against the number one offense in the NFL and put it out. Because if I lose it, bear in mind the scrutiny that I become under. I get enough heat, putting out free picks, and they don't win. People are just, ready to throw my family under the bus and light it on fire. So, I think it's a risky proposition. Many times. So, but just some of the craziness this week in the NFL. Let's get after it here on Thursday night. Oh my goodness. You got the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are laying 3. Both these teams got major issues. Easton Stick is going to be the quarterback for the Chargers. Herbert's out for the rest of the year. Staley's on his way out the indoor as head coach. If he's not, then he's got a picture of the guy that owns the Chargers. He's got a picture of him with a dead blonde hooker in the trunk because this guy is a worthless NFL head coach. I've been saying this for the past 2.5 years. And Las Vegas has got, rumors out here in Vegas are that John Gruden may in fact come back. That's just a rumor. But out here in Vegas, rumors turn into be premature facts. But nonetheless, the total 34.5. Let's see the current line. 33.5. Primetime under. Uh, the Raiders shouldn't be laying points to anybody. I mean, the Chargers collectively got more. So now you got what's the rookie quarterback from Las Vegas couldn't do jack crap. You've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals on Saturday. We have Saturday games. One, two, three Saturday games. Oh, we'll have separate cards Saturday and Sunday. Hello, good. All right, Vikings 3.5. They had to have Mullen come in to save them against Vegas because Dobbs just is ineffective all of a sudden, and the Bengals -3.5. I lead Bengals for sure. Total 39.5. That's about right. People are just very confused on why Browning is putting up numbers in Cincinnati. That they can't do anything without Joe Burrow. It's not Joe Burrow. It's three wide receivers in Boyd, Higgins, and Chase that are studs. Now you got a 1-2 punch at running back, a better than average offensive line, and their defense is playing better. Cincinnati's coming on. This is a team, them in Denver in the AFC, you need to keep your eye on. Give me Cincy. Pittsburgh +2.5 at the Colts. Pittsburgh knocked a lot of people out of the survivor pool the last 2 weeks, losing to 2-win teams. I was one of them in the Arizona game last week, a pathetic effort. Colts got their butt kicked at Cincinnati last week. I really didn't see that coming. That was an impressive win by Cincinnati. 2.5 and the total's 42, which might be a little high. I'd bet the Colts right now on the money line -140. FYI. Denver catching 4.5 at Detroit, total 46.5. Give me Denver. Give me Denver. Detroit's on a downward spiral. Now, Jared Goff has significantly lower numbers in terms of QB rating and everything else when he plays outside. And I think the vast majority of his games remain are in the dome. But I'll tell you what the problem is their defense sucks. It's terrible. And you just can't outscore people and expect to win in the NFL. You've got to... I'm looking here. I mean, defense getting 4.5 points here. You held the Chargers on the road to 7. You held Houston to 22 on the road. You lost that one. You held Cleveland to 12. You held Minnie to 20. You held Buffalo to 22. You held Kansas City to 9. Green Bay 17. Again, Kansas City only allowed 19 points. A better defense getting 4.5. And I'm not trusting the coaching calls they're making in Detroit. Give me Denver. Definitely put them in a teaser. You've got Houston at Tennessee -2.5. What a game, Tennessee. Down 14 with 3 minutes left to win outright on Monday Night Football. Now you're playing a Houston team on back-to-back roadies. You're laying 2.5, total 37.5. I would take a look. I'd take a look at the money line on Tennessee there. I'm not going to trust Houston right now after what the Jets did to them. That's embarrassing. The Jets, by the way, getting 8.5 in the next game against Miami at home. Total 40. Miami opened up 10 and dropped to 8.5. Is that right? Total sitting at 40. Now, on Thanksgiving week, I believe it was a Friday, Miami was laying 10 and throttled these guys by 19 points. The total was 40 in that game. It went over by 7. How's Miami recover off that loss? In the last 10 meetings, Miami's covered 8 out of 10. Both straight up and against the spread. You got to look at the health of Hill. A couple other players. Miami got beat up a little bit. Hill did come back. Waddle got rattled early. Mossert. That seems... I mean, Miami collectively just stunk. Even when they were playing Tennessee in the first half and it was a tight halftime score, I thought they had the game in hand. They were just shooting themselves in the foot, muff kicks and, turnovers and center exchange with the quarterback. Now, what do you think? This one's on you. Would you lay it with Miami in bounce back mode to throttle the Jets, who all of a sudden just opened up their offense and said, go ahead, Wilson, run around and throw it? And he did. He was successful at it. I don't know. Divisional game. I won't be getting near that. Could you tease Miami down to 2.5? Yeah, maybe that's the only way I would look at it. Total sitting where it should be. On Sunday, the Browns at home, -3 against Chicago, who just put a can of whoop ass on Detroit. And Cleveland had a really good game against Jacksonville. Put up 30. Flacco, I said this a couple of weeks ago when he came out against the Raiders. We had the Rams as a 7-unit play in his first start after, basically laying on the couch eating Cheetos. Comes out of nowhere, and the Browns sign him. He made a lot of good throws. He had 5 or 6 errant throws in that game, but he made a lot of good throws for being rusty against the Rams. And last week, he looked solid. They're laying 3 against the Bears. Bears on the road. Cleveland's a very good home team here, 6-1 at home. They're in the hunt for a division title, especially with the Steelers sucking. 37.5. So check the weather. Obviously, it's Ohio in December. I'd lean Cleveland out of the gate. Kansas City Chiefs laying 9.5. What? 37 at the Patriots. Oh my God. Team that lost 3 out of their last 4. In all 3 of those losses, they were a favorite. At Denver, they were 7-point favorite and lost. New York Jets, they were a 8.5-point favorite and lost. They got some serious issues there at Kansas City offensively. I've been saying it all year. They're not a Super Bowl team this year. Their remaining schedule is favorable. They're going to win their division. They're going to get in the playoffs. They're not going to let Denver sneak up on them and win the division. So Mahomes is going to win 6 in a row division titles. I don't think he's going to go to 6 AFC championship games in a row because they don't have a single guy that can stretch the field vertically and make a catch. And Tony has cost him 3 games this year. Being a complete buffoon. They're doubling Kelsey everywhere because they know we got receivers that can't catch a damn pass. Bill Belichick at home, 9.5. Give me the Patriots. Put them in a teaser too. How good is the Patriots defense? I don't know. The total in the Kansas City game is 37. Do the math. Atlanta laying 3 at Carolina. Do you trust Atlanta to lay points on the road even against Carolina? Total 34.5. I do. Give me Atlanta. Giants at the New Orleans Saints. And getting back to that Atlanta game real quick, I did make a note on here and I wanted to bring it up. Atlanta last week outgained Tampa 150 yards, still lost. Give me Atlanta. Okay, let's get back to Giants plus 5.5 at New Orleans, 6 and 7. Man. DeVito for the Giants, man. Saints. Yeah. Let's look at this. 5.5, 37.5. That total seems a little low. Yeah, they're trending under. 3 and 7 their last 10 to the under for New York. New Orleans is 4 and 6 to the under. New Orleans has scored 28 points their last 2 games against Detroit and Carolina. 1 win, 1 loss. The thing that sticks with me about New Orleans is the fact that Atlanta beat them by 9. They lost to Minnesota in Josh Dobbs' first game by 8. I'd say Giants in a teaser for sure. They got nothing to lose. They got a quarterback slinging it around. They just beat one of the hottest teams in the NFL. What's DeVito won now? That's, and 5.5 is one of the worst numbers to lay in the NFL. You're betting into numbers, you're not betting into games. He's won 3 out of 4. Granted, Washington, New England, Green Bay, not necessarily a murderer's row of, winning teams, but, they got some moxie, some momentum now. I'd probably take the points there. Tampa Bay plus 3 at Green Bay. Ooh, 41.5 is the total. Check the weather. You don't have to like Baker Mayfield. He's not, how do you say, he's not the most talented guy. He's not a perfectly accurate thrower, but he's an NFL quarterback because he's got willpower and moxie. Had the same thing when he was playing at Oklahoma. And a come-get-me attitude. I like that in a quarterback. Green Bay's defense couldn't stop New York at the second half to save their life. Tampa Bay, calling for the upset. Put them in a teaser. Put them in a teaser with the Giants or the Dolphins. Green Bay, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's going to take them a while to get over that. The Rams laying 6.5 against Washington. Total 48.5. Give me the over. Washington might cover that off a bye week. I don't like getting in games with teams off a bye week, but they are traveling. The Rams, you can put them in a teaser. Sam Howell's been sacked 58 times this year. What do you think Darnold's going to do to him? Yeah, Rams might. Let me rephrase that. I'd put Rams in a teaser, a premium play teaser with another team. They should get that one done. San Francisco laying 13.5 at Arizona. Couldn't cover against Seattle. Drew Lock threw all over them, man. That was not the best performance by Sam. When you say, well, they won a game by 12 points in the NFL, that's a hell of a win. It's hard to win a game by 12 points in the NFL. It really is. It's hard to be double-digit wins every week or every other week, whatever they're doing. But they had earned that win against Seattle. I think San Francisco's the best team in the NFL. They are in my power ratings, as Philly and Kansas City are dropping like a fat kid on a seesaw. Comparable team would be the Rams that Arizona played, and they lost 37-14. They did go beat Pittsburgh 24-10. I think that was a big win. Well, Pitt lost the next week to New England and got their butts handed to them by Zappy. Oh, God. First half line, San Francisco. Whatever that is, probably 7.5. Otherwise, stay away. 47.5 is a total, up from 46.5. Fast track in a dome, everybody healthy. Didn't. Hang on a second. Gonna do a deep dive into this. Okay, October 1st, San Francisco laid 14.5 and beat them 35-16. That was when Dobbs was quarterbacking for them. Then you got Murray. Can they close the gap? Beat them by 19, laying 14. Now they're double-digit spreads and me do not get along in the NFL. Do you think it's easy to win by double digits when you have a total mismatch? Look at the Miami-Tennessee game on Monday night. I don't want anything to do with that game. Dallas is at Buffalo. Buffalo laying 2.5, total 49.5. Give me Dallas. Baltimore, Sunday night, a football game on the road at Jacksonville. That Baltimore game was an unbelievable football game. I had a bunch of buddies, a couple of friends that had them in a survivor pool by the way, circa $9 million. I'm switching between water and coffee here. Ravens laying 3.5 on the road, total 43.5. Jacksonville. Let's look at the injuries here. Jacksonville got throttled in that game. That wasn't as close as what the final score was in that Browns game. Browns kind of dropped their guard at the end of the game. Jacksonville's 2-4 at home. Baltimore is 4-1 on the road. FYI. You allowed Cleveland with Joe Flacco 31 points. You allowed a backup quarterback in Cincinnati as well, 34. Last two home games Jacksonville has played, they scored 34 and 31. They allowed, last three, they allowed 34, 14, and 34. Give me the over. Give me the over. 43.5, that's a cheap number. It's dropped a half. Teams this late in the season, when you're trying to protect a number one seed in the NFL and you're laying over the full number of 3 is a scary proposition. And again, we have a home primetime dog. And Jacksonville is trying to stay in the hunt for the playoffs when Baltimore's already got pretty much number one seed wrapped up because Kansas City sucks. You know, nobody's going to threaten them. Baltimore should be, that division, they should be able to win that they're in. Let's get to the Monday night game. Oh boy, Pete Carroll. You know, if you follow me, you know I hate Pete Carroll. I can't go against him and win. I can't go with him and win. He's at home, total 48, getting 3.5 points, primetime dog against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I've been telling you all year long, I thought Philadelphia was overrated. I thought they played a weak schedule last year when they were rolling and got in the Super Bowl. Kansas City beat them with a one-legged quarterback. I thought they were winning with smoke and mirrors earlier this year, and they got exposed last week. Though they ended up being a pretender, and Dallas ended up being a contender. And who'd have thought in week 13 and 14 you'd have two of the highest rated, power rated teams in Kansas City and Philadelphia both sitting on back-to-back losses going into the next week. And both of them are on the road. Both of them are favored. That's why I took the Patriots in that early lean. Back-to-back roadies, two tough places to play, too. Back-to-back. Seattle's 4-2 at home. Last game, well, the last game these two played, they both played Dallas and got their butt handed to them. What's Geno Smith? Hang on. We're looking at this, folks. Day-to-day groin. Strange things happen in Seattle. Strange things happen on Monday night. Hurts didn't look all that good in that game against Dallas at all. Whole team was pissed off. Seattle got nothing to lose. Give me Seattle on the hook. That's what I think anyway. This week, guys. Be sure and leave your comments in the comments section. Now, those of you that were with me on Sunday will bounce back. Okay? We had a bad Sunday. Had the Chiefs on the money line. Saw what happened there. I just missed that one. We had Baltimore first half line. We won a teaser. Baltimore was in the teaser. That was a miracle. You ever see a punt return? They had 3 obvious penalties in it right in front of the refs. They didn't call any of them. Should never won that game. Should never won that game. Wow. Or at least won it like that. Maybe get the ball, go down the field, kick field goal, win it with, best kicker in the NFL and Tucker. But, But anyway, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. We'll bounce back this upcoming Sunday. I've seen 3 or 4 plays here I really like already. So we'll do a deep dive on them. We'll have a great card for you. We'll have Saturday card and a Sunday card. And you know me. I don't screw around on Monday nights, and I sure as hell ain't going to screw around with a premium play when Pete Carroll is involved, either going with him or against him on Monday night. You rest assured on that. Get over to Docs, free $60, link in the description below. As always, thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.